Hello. Welcome to Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris. Today we're going to be talking about money. How do students make money? How do students spend money? And how do students get money? We have an expert with us today to tell us all about money. Stay tuned. Good morning, Ms. Latanya. It's great to have you here. Welcome to Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris. I said before that I'm amazed. It pleases me, and I'm very happy when I see people like you who are very, very interested in helping our students, and that's kind of how all this started. We're here today to talk about student money management. We're talking about money. So we're gonna get right to it. Ms. Latanya has got great experience in money management, and I was very happy to have met her here. So I invited her to our very first Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris. So hopefully, she'll give us some great insights. So ladies, gentlemen, and surfers, I call students surfers because I think they're all still trying to find their balance, right? So that's why I use surfers. So, all right. So Ms. Latanya, let's get right to it. Okay.
Sounds good.
So my very first question is, how do students get money? And there'll be 4 questions. This is the very first one. How do students get money? And I know you taught me a little bit about financial aid.
Yes.
So let's start from there. And then maybe if there's scholarships or fellowships that you think students could get.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
So students get money in a variety of different ways. Right. So they can apply for financial aid, which is one of the first things that most students do. So they apply October 1st, which is right around the corner. So just a plug for that. Fill out the FAFSA. Right. And that's how they'll find out what they're eligible for. So whether it's grants or loans, and I hesitate to say loans, but I do understand that it's some students need that to help with their education. So that's a couple of ways. Scholarships as well is another way students get money.
Perfect. So on that same topic, because when I asked you about financial aid, and this is me thinking I know everything about financial, I was like, okay, I don't think so. So you mentioned October 1st, right? Yes. So when a student applies for financial aid to start school, do they have to keep applying every semester, every year?
Every year, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it's not a one-time done deal, you're good for the whole time?
That would be nice, but it is every year. Right. And by the way, I'm not a financial aid expert, but I have worked closely enough with it to understand how the process works.
Right, okay. That's good to know. So usually when they apply for the financial aid, I know in some cases, it's like you got to maintain a grade average like B or C, otherwise you lose it. And I think that's why they have to apply every year.
Well, there's a couple of different things that goes on. So your income, your financial status could change. So they're going to look at that. You do have to maintain grade point averages as well as attending a certain amount of classes. So having a certain amount of credits as well.
Perfect. All right. So again, we're going through this very quickly, but hopefully this helps. We got to how students can get money. Now let's talk about how students can make money. Right. When I was a college student, I worked in the kitchen, I worked in the library, everywhere I could work, I would do it to make money. But how are students making money these days?
All right, so students are doing so many different things to make money. So there's regular jobs. I see students that have multiple jobs. And that could include federal work study, which means, they're getting money and they're able to either work on campus or off campus. I see students that have businesses. So they're in school, but they definitely have a business that they're starting, or some have been in business for a while. So there's so many different ways that students are making money these days.
Are students having the opportunity to pick and choose? Like I said, I worked in the kitchen and I didn't have that much of a choice, which is also very interesting because most students, international students, cannot work off campus. So are there opportunities on campus for them to work as well?
So there might be an opportunity. So the number one place or the first place that they would go is just look into financial aid. Also want to make a plug for scholarships. So depending on the school that you are attending, you want to check to see if they have an internal scholarship process or funds that you might be able to tap into as well.
Perfect. So we get into this here pretty quick. We got our first question, how do students get money? We got a second question, how do students make money? I'm very happy you pointed out the different areas. Let's get into the third question, which I think is very important. Okay. How do students spend money?
And this is the question.
Yes.
Ooh, so many different ways.
Yes.
So because we know students are in so many different places in life as they're attending school. So they may be spending money on their everyday expenses, so living expenses, so housing, cars. They may be spending money on loans. But one thing I do want to point out that has been an area where some students have found cost savings is with dining out. So there is quite a bit of eating out, and we understand it may be you juggling, school, academics, and home, and jobs, and all of those different things. So it may not be that there's enough time to cook at home if you know how to cook, But that maybe could be your next show, a cooking show.
I like that you said that, because when we first talked, I said, Miss Latanya, where do you think students spend the most money? And you said food.
Yes.
And I was like, I would have never, ever thought that would have been it. I was thinking, students spending money on clothing, but you really touch on that. If you're going to, and again, I love Chick-fil-A, nothing against Chick-fil-A, but if you're spending breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'm guilty of that even now, when I'm leaving home, okay, can I grab something really quick? It adds up. So Absolutely. I'm not surprised that food is, the number one area that students. Okay, so what about technology? I know we talk about food. Do students spend? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. The phones, I think there was an announcement a few weeks ago about the latest, phones coming out. So those electronic gadgets are definitely, costly, and students have them, as well as other equipment, so laptops and different things like that. So what I found is these big major purchases, you're more aware of those because they're big. But with the food or subscriptions or little things like that, they tend to hide in the background but add up pretty quickly. So
okay, so students try and cook, right? I'm not sure if I can start a cooking show, but maybe
or have somebody, an expert come.
I'll have an expert. I'll have an expert come tell us some of the ways students can prepare food to save money. Okay, my fourth question, is where now we're going to touch on in terms of how students can get help to manage money.
Absolutely.
First of all, I have two things. One is I've had students and parents, we are guilty of this, right? Why is it when our children are coming to college and they've got a financial aid and got a scholarships, right? That is when we actually give them money because we're so excited about what they're doing, we give them more money. When students start struggling, what do parents say? Oh, now you got to figure it out, right? And for me, that's been kind of the most challenging part with some of my students because they struggle a lot. And the next show I'm going to be doing is actually maintaining balance. But that's the number one area because now students are like, okay, I'm losing my financial aid, I'm losing my scholarship, and this is also the time my parents decide that I have to learn a hard lesson, to figure it out. The second thing you mentioned is student management, like offices. I never heard of a student management office when I was in college. I'm trying to even think about how did anybody even talk to us about how to manage money. So now please help us. Let us know where offices are. Is this something that is on every campus? Tell us a little bit about student management.
So I am just excited and honored to be able to serve students at Wake Tech in this capacity. And I've seen that a lot of colleges are adopting and starting programs to help students manage money and navigate financial decisions because it's a major area that students are struggling in, and colleges are realizing, and universities that we need to help and support students in this area. So the first thing I would do is wherever you're attending school is look it up. Go on the school website and just start typing in money management, financial help, whatever, and you may be surprised to know that there is an office at a school that you're attending.
Perfect. So what is the number one issue students bring to you when they need help managing money?
Budgeting.
Okay.
/ credit. I have to put the two together
Okay.
because they go hand in hand.
Right.
I found that, students are, like you just mentioned, struggling with different things financially. It may be, I'm on my own for the first time. I have to manage different expenses, and they're trying to figure out, how do you do it? So I help students put budgets together, look
nice.
at their expenses. They bring their income, and we'll just, go through it, sort through it together. Again, I'm not telling students what to do. I'm giving them the information and sometimes just raising awareness of what's happening with their finances. And students are they're participating, engaging, and I'm, again, honored to be able to serve in this capacity again.
That's great. I'm not even sure how and when to end this here because, again, great information. I'm going to kind of summarize pretty quickly. Number one, how do students get money? You did say October 1st is the magic date, right? October 1st, if you get a financial aid, everybody listen to this. Maybe you know more about financial aid than I do, but I didn't even know that you have to keep applying for financial aid every year. So point number one. Point number two, how do students make money? I'm very happy you pointed out all the different areas that students, can make money. I don't think students get into the ego of, I don't want to work here, I don't want to work here, right? They just want to make money.
Usually
right? So,
it's just, how can I make
So that's
ends
good.
meet?
That's good to know. That's good to know because, either in my mind, I'm thinking people are, I don't want to work here, I don't want to work here. So I think that's good if students don't have that ego and, want to make money. Spending money, okay? This could be a whole show.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for pointing out that food is one area that students spend money the most. So, did you say cook?
Yeah, students could cook or prep or, there's even these food services that may be less expensive than eating out that students may be able to take advantage of.
Okay, so what about the ramen noodles that students?
I know. I think students are trying to get away from that, the sodium, but it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still an option, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Right. And point number 4, of course, is student money management. Find it, right?
Yeah.
Every campus, like you said, right now should have some type of student money management, right?
So most campuses do. So just look it up. It may not be a physical person on the campus that is managing that program, but there may be online resources that you can take advantage of.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Student money management. Money. Again, this could be different episodes. Send in your questions. If you need to reach Ms. Latanya, I will help you get to her. But again, find somewhere on your campus for student money management. They will help you. Budgeting, I think, is big, right?
Absolutely.
My wife does all the budgeting, so she's good at that. So yes, hopefully, that will be one area that we can help you. And that is the end of Let's Talk Ed with Professor Chris, our first edition. Thanks again, Ms. Latanya.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right.